Hello everyone. Welcome to the solution of LeetCode problem 1700 named number of students unable to eat lunch. Here, the school cafeteria offers circular and square sandwiches at lunch break, referred by numbers 0 and 1 respectively. Now, all students stands in a queue. Each students either prefer square sandwich or circular sandwiches. Now, the number of sandwiches in the cafeteria is equal to the number of students. And the sandwiches are placed in a stack. At each step, if the student at the front of the queue prefers the sandwiches on top of the stack, they will take it and leave the queue. Otherwise, they will leave it and go to the queue's end. This continues until none of the queue students want to take the top sandwiches which they are unable to eat. So now we have to return the number of students that are unable to eat. I hope you understood the problem statement. Now let's understand the example in the discussion section. Now, here in the first example, the students are 1100 and the sandwiches are 0101. This means this first student prefers the square sandwich. This second student prefers the square sandwich. This third student prefer the circular sandwich. This fourth student prefer the circular sandwich. Similarly, this sandwiches 01 means this 0 means circular and this 1 means square. This 0 means circular, this 1 means square. Now, let's try to understand, according to the problem definition, how many students are unable to eat the sandwiches. So here, the sandwiches are 0, 1, 0, 1. And the students are 1, 1, 0, 0. Now, at first, this first student is noticing that its preferred type is 1 or the square sandwiches, but it has option the circular sandwich. So it will not take anything from here. So it will go to the back of the queue. So now queue become 1, 0, 0 and 1. Now again, this student 1 will notice that its preferred sandwich is 0, but its preferred sandwich is 1, but the option is 0. So it will again move back to the end of the queue. Now the queue becomes 0, 0, 1, 1. So here, these students which has the preference 0, it is equal to the top element of the stack which is 0. That means it can eat one of the sandwiches. So we will erase it here and we will erase this corresponding students. Now these students has preference 0, but the option is 1. So again it will move to the back of the queue. So now the queue becomes 1, 1 and 0. So here we have noticing that these students wants which has the exact preference of this sandwich 1. So here it will able to eat the sandwich. So we will discard both of them. Now again, this student 1 has the preference of the square sandwich, but it has option in the circular sandwich. So it will make or it will move back to the corresponding array. Now the array will become 1, 0 and 1. So here we have clearly noticing that this 0 is exactly equal to this 0. So the student will able to eat the sandwich, and this 1 is exactly equal to this 1. So here the student will able to eat the sandwich. So here we can see that no students is unable to eat the corresponding sandwich of their choice. So in this problem, we have to return 0. Now, let's take another example. Suppose now in these examples, the student's preference is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, and the sandwiches are 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 and 1. So now we have seen that this student's 1 has the preference of 1 and the sandwich type of 1 in the top of the stack, so it will able to eat the sandwich. Now these two students has the preference 1 but the sandwich option is 0. So these two students will move into back of the queue. So now the queue will become 0, 0, 1 and 1 and 1. So now we have clearly noticing that these two students will able to eat these two sandwiches because their choice are same. So we will discard both of them. Now our sandwich array become 0, 1 and 1, and our students choice is 1, 1 and 1. That means all of the remaining 3 students prefer the square sandwich, but the top of the stack has the circular sandwich. So it is not possible for these 3 students to eat the sandwich. So in this problem, we have to return 3. I hope you understood the problem statement now very well. Now let's move on to the algorithm. Now, to understand the algorithm, let us take the second example. Here, total number of students is 6. So here we have seen that the square sandwiches preferred by in total 4 of the students, and the circular sandwich preferred in total 2 of the students, because there are 4 ones and there are 2 zeros. Now we have to iterate each of the sandwich from left to right, and we have to check whether is there available students for each of the corresponding sandwich that the students want to eat. Now, suppose we are at this first one. That means here the student want one of the square sandwich. So yes, this sandwich can be eaten. And the square sandwich frequency, or the students want the square sandwich, became 3 from 4. Now for this 0, we will check whether is there any students available that can eat this circular sandwich. Yes, there are 2 students available that can eat a circular sandwich. So one will eat them. Then the circular sandwich preference students will become to 1. Now we will be in the third sandwich, and we will again check whether any students available who will eat this circular sandwich. Yes, 1 student available who will eat this circular sandwich. So if he eat this circular sandwich, then the frequency of the circular sandwich preference student will become 0. Now again we have encountered another circular sandwich here, which is this. But wait, till now none of the students want the circular sandwich because the circular sandwich wanting a student's frequency becomes 0. So here, these 3 sandwich cannot be eaten. So here, we can say that the total number of students that can unable to eat the sandwich will be 3, which is the exact frequency of the remaining square preference student. So I hope you understood the algorithm. Now let's move on to the code. Now the code is pretty simple. At first we are given 2 array, which is students and sandwiches. Now we have to calculate total circular sandwich choices and total square sandwich choices by using this loop. Now we have to iterate through the sandwich array, and if our current sandwich is square, that means we have to check whether we have enough square choices student. If we have enough, that means we have to reduce the frequency of them. Otherwise, if we do not have the enough square choices, that means we have to return the number of total circular choices because those students will unable to eat the sandwich. Similarly, we have to do this for the circular type also. And finally, we have to return 0 if every student got satisfied. I hope you understood the code. Now let's move on to the time and space complexity analysis of this program. In this program, the time complexity is big O of n because we have to iterate each of the element in the input array, and the space complexity is big O of 1 because we are using only constant extra spaces to solve this problem. Thank you everyone for watching this video. We will get back soon with another LeetCode solution.